Today we're going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Dudley, and I am Comic Hero. The summer of superheroes continues, and on this episode, I'm paying tribute to the fastest man alive, the Flash. This is a Flash Comic Hero tee. Inside the speech bubble, you have the lightning, then you have the Flash logo on each sleeve, and to go along with it, this Flash hat. Now, the Flash happens to be one of my favorite superheroes in DC Comics. Love the comics, love all the writers and artists that have been on it since, well, since, I knew what comics were. And then also I love the old Flash series from 1990 that John Wesley Shipp starred in, and also the current Flash series that Grant Gustin stars in that's on the CW. I mean, if it's anything Flash, I'll love it. And, well, yeah. Alright, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked, which Marvel character does the Punisher not only refuse to fight, but also refuses to defend himself against? Now, on social media and right here on YouTube, I gave away some hints. The first hint was that Joe Simon and Jack Kirby created this character back in 1941. Second hint, this character became an Avenger in Avengers number 4 in 1964. And then the final hint, Red Brown, Matt Salinger, and Chris Evans all played the role of this character on the big screen. Well, the correct answer is Captain America. And 7 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their names have been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is Lisa Gaines from Shongaloo, Louisiana. So congratulations, Lisa. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Flash question. In the comics, who are the Flash and Iris West Allen's kids? Alright, now this question has 2 answers, and I'll accept either one. As a matter of fact, I think according to one of the comics that I bought this week, one of the answers is going to be on the front of the comic. So if you want to go ahead and answer that way, pay attention in the comic books I bought this week segment. Anyway, everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Alright, now D'Angelo Ballou from Warren, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features 2 of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. One's a hero, and one is, well, the other character has been a hero, an anti-hero, and at times a villain. Well, in the eyes of a few people, he's a villain. Anyway. Representing Marvel, we have the Thing! And also representing Marvel, we have the Hulk! These 2 are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's the Thing versus the Hulk. The Thing is a skilled street fighter and hand-to-hand combatant who possesses superhuman strength, stamina, and durability. The Hulk possesses invulnerability, superhuman strength, stamina and durability, anger empowerment, and a regenerative healing factor. Who will win? First off, they would have to fight an uninhabited area far away from civilization as possible. The 2 would trade blows for minutes on end. Then the Hulk would try his leaping ability to take out the Thing, but the latter would leap out of the way before the former would land. the Thing begins to start punching the Hulk and going untouched for minutes. In spite of this, the end is drawing near for the Thing. With every hit the Hulk takes, he absorbs it and becomes angry. Suddenly, without warning, the Hulk ends the fight by punching a hole into the Thing's midsection. Hulk wins. And that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Hulk! Smash!
Alright, thank you D'Angelo Blue for that fight request. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll have another one for next week. Now it's time for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, there are two things we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and the first is that actress Haley Steinfeld has been casted on the new Hawkeye series coming to Disney+. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Haley Steinfeld played in movies like True Grit, Pitch Perfect 2, and the Transformer prequel movie, Bumblebee. And I've seen True Grit and Bumblebee, and let me tell you, I think she's going to be very good on this show. Her role is going to be as Kate Bishop. Now, Kate Bishop, of course, in the comics, also takes on the mantle of Hawkeye. And in the TV series, Clint Barton, after the events of Avengers Endgame, is retiring from the mantle, and he's going to train Kate Bishop so she can take on the mantle. And I think this is a great thing, and I can't wait to watch. I mean, now in the comics it's a little different. They both take on the mantle of Hawkeye. They both share it. But in this one, Clint Barton is retiring, and he's passing it on to her. And either way, I think this is great. I can't wait to watch. Just like I can't wait to watch other shows like WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Great stuff. All right, now the last thing is that Geeks Along the River, due to the coronavirus pandemic, has been moved to April 21st of next year, and it's going to be at the Downtown River Market in Monroe. I was a guest there last year, and I'm going to be a guest there next year. And hopefully we won't have a repeat of what happened last year when it ended up getting pushed back to 2 weeks later because of the rain. I just hope that that the weather will be perfect for it, and you all get to come out, support me, and support all the other vendors and guests that are going to be there, and it's going to be fun. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Action Comics number 1023. Batman number 95. Detective Comics number 1024. Empire number 2. Empire Avengers. This is a miniseries within the Empire miniseries. The Flash number 758. Hellions number 2. Justice League Dark number 24. Lords of Empire, Emperor Hulkling. A one-shot of Empire. New Mutants number 11. Shazam number 13. Spider-Man Free Comic Book Day. And finally, X-Men Fantastic Four number 4. Alright, that's 13, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 10,098. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. In the comics, who are the Flash and Iris West Allen's kids? Now, this question has 2 answers, and I'll accept either one. And you probably saw the answer to one of them in the comic books I bought this week's segment. Well, anyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Lisa Gaines from Shagaloo, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this week's episode. Alright, as I've said before, this month, or the rest of this month, all the way through next month, all superhero-themed comic hero tees are $5. And it's something I'm doing for the summer of superheroes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it last year. I'm enjoying doing it now. This year it's kind of taken on a different meaning because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm doing this to honor all the men and women that are healthcare workers, that work in the hospitals, the nursing homes, who are caregivers, all them. I'm honoring them, and also selling comic hero masks. If you, I revealed what they looked like in last week's episode. They're $5. I'm going to mail off another order later on this week, and if you need a mask, if you're in a state where it's mandatory to wear a mask and you don't have one, I can help with that. It'll be the best $5 you ever spent. I guarantee it. Alright, I'm Victor Nolly out of Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 322. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and that is a Flash Fact.